Either I've got a key binding issue or I definitely have or I'm retarded, one of the two, but for some reason my like fire extinguishers are.
Nice. Another form of smoke.
Yeah, I guess.
We get set up. I'll be right back.
Okay, okay. Alrighty, house. Let's go on out to 7 nautical, and then we'll do a climb up to Angels 20. I'm gonna launch here off Cat 3 just here in a sec. I'll let you know when I'm going. Just let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Alright, just give me like 5 seconds interval. I'm launching now.
Okay.
Just gonna fly heading 310. Make life easy. Yeah, I was flying 300 knots, 500 feet, heading 310.
2.
Alright, I'm at 7 miles. I'm going to come left for heading. Let's make it 240. Come left.
2.
Alright, we're going to do an economical climb up to altitude, so 300 knots in the box on a 5-degree climb, roughly 3,000 feet per minute, up to whenever we intercept 0.7 Mach, 7.1 Mach, and then we'll fly Mach. So let me know when you're ready.
Ready?
Alrighty, coming up. 5 degrees, 300 knots. Yeah, it's a bit closer to like 6 degrees, I guess. That's fine. Actually, I'm just going to put it on attitude hold, solve this problem. There we go. So it's just a nice, easy climb. It'll use about 2,000 pounds of fuel. Well, actually, it'll use about 1,500 pounds of... No, less than that. Like 1,400 pounds of fuel to get up to 20,000 feet.
Ah, the spreadsheet.
Yeah, that thing's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, we'll get it finished eventually. I just need to actually get the data points. But it makes thinking about fuel so much easier. Especially mission planning. It's like, how long do you think you'll be over target? Now I can say, well, we've got about 9.5 minutes worth of burner fuel, rather than, I don't know, like
Nice.
10 minutes or so. It's funny, like we have 9.5 minutes roughly of fuel to burn in burners, and that equates to about 55 minutes at 450 ounce grind.
Wow. Burners really chew it up.
Yeah, it's about 4 to 5 times more fuel burn. It's roughly, instead of being like 4,000 pounds per hour per engine, it's about 22,000 pounds per hour per engine. So yeah, be careful with the burners, especially at low altitude. I mean, we took off with 3 bags is 17.5. I'm already at 15.8.
Yeah, I'm 15.95. I refueled right before I took off.
Yeah. I'm getting a bit slow here. I want to speed up a bit. Yeah, low altitude's awful for fuel economy. We'll go a little higher. We'll go to like Angels. Well, actually, if we're doing it on Saturday, why don't we just work it where we're going to be working? Let's go up to Angels 2.9.
Okay.
But we're not going to need the fuel, so let's increase airspeed to mil. I guess we're almost at mil, so I guess it's not going much further.
Almost there.
But it seems like it's more efficient just to burn the fuel getting higher than it is to like take it easier at low altitudes because you're just at low altitude for so much longer. This is heavier than my testing though. My testing was like I think 3 bags and 2 JDAM rather than 3 bags with the AMRAMs, which are draggier. Yeah, we'll just call it even. We'll go 28. It's close enough. Rather than all the way up to 30. Got intercept 0.71 Mach whenever we get there. We're getting slower. Seems a bit odd.
Yeah, should be less air up here. Should be able to slip through it easier.
Indicated or ground?
We're doing 406 ground. 270 in the box. I don't know. My test I was able to hold 300 the whole way up. But I think we were a bit sluggish on our initial, like the throttle. You know, you never really regain that momentum. Alright, going to start decreasing the rate of climb here. Apologies for this, but I've got the bug where autopilot won't turn off. There we go.
You hit updraft.
Right. Nah, it won't turn off. I don't get it. Like, sometimes it just gets stuck on.
Are you just clicking the button or the paddle switch?
I tried both. I noticed the paddle switch is pretty awkward, but it still, you know, actually went to autopilot, hit it, stays on.
Yeah,
Like the lights go off and stuff, but it's still.
Deselecting it doesn't seem to do anything for me.
Yeah, I've noticed it's been in the last few patches that's been the case. Same with barrel hold as well. Like all of the autopilots are just not working correctly. Like they're fine when they're on. It's just turning them on and off.
Yeah.
All right, increasing airspeed for 450 ground. It should be about 280-ish. If you want to go ahead and push out to defensive combat spread.
2.
I'm on 1 Yankee.
So Garcia sent me the Normandy TTI mission, so we could put it up on the server. Just something we could load it in whenever we're on there, or whatever. I was like, I don't have Normandy, so I can't really edit it. He's like, hold on. He bought me the Normandy map so I could do this, so I can make the Normandy TTI for him.
Well, that's nice one.
I had no desire to fly Normandy.
Does that make you his hooker?
That's why I said, is this what a sugar daddy feels like, or is this having a sugar?
Alright, so if you're 1 Yankee, what does that make me?
64.
That's the problem. I started off at 65 and kept going from there.
All right, so I'm at Angels 28, 450 knots in the box, heading 240. And at least at this altitude, you get a nice big contrail that makes life nice and easy for you.
Alright, you want me at 2.9?
Yeah, you can be 2.9 or 2.7. It's up to yourself. All right, just so we don't start flying off in Turkey. Flight, let's check left. Let's do 210 first. We'll sort it and then go to the next one.
2. You
We
did
really
say-
should start practicing.
Sorry.
210.
Yeah.
Right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
I do want to start practicing doing some tack turns at not 90 degrees because they're way more annoying, but there's no rush on it.
Now.
No. All right, flight is fencing ear to ear.
Two's fenced in 14.4.
One's fence 14.4. All right, so this is roughly what this is literally our configuration for next stop. We're going to be at Angels 28-ish to 29, and we're going to be at 450 ground.
Just catching up a little bit here.
Yeah. Ooh, sorry. It was an F10 map. I was being drifting here. My heading. I'm coming back. All right. Well, we'll go 1.8 mile spacing. We can fix that here in a second. All right. Flight. Tack left 120.
2, tack left 120.
Burner. Sorry. Been a bit for me too. All right, our spacing's a little bit big, but I mean this is like offensive combat spread, so we can just hang out.
Yep.
Heading 120.
Got a little fast. showing 9
All right.
miles.
A firm, we got 2 ship, bra 124. Correction, 106. Flight check left 110.
2.
What mark are you flying?
0.75.
Okay, sweet, same. All right, I'm gonna call the mark then. All right, it should be about 80 nautical right now. I'm gonna have lead on, correction, on the left. I'm gonna have wing on the right.
Okay, I'm not able to lock him up.
Yeah, for.
Okay, can you go over the TWS, RWS for me one more time?
Sure. Which one do you want to go over first? TWS?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. So switch into TWS, and it will auto lock the first dude that it sees. You press noticeable steering, it will switch between the two. If you then press, so you got one of them locked up, and you press expand in the bottom left, then it zooms in on them, which means you now have a 10-mile box rather than like the whole thing.
Okay, I'm not seeing the expand part. Got everything else.
EXP in the bottom left hand side on the MFD, bottom left button.
Okay, got it.
Right, got it. Flight check left 110, or correction 100.
2.
All right, I got lead on the right. You've got wing on the left. Just check your spacing. Oh, you check your form. And if you want to lock the second one, you can just cursor over and TDC to press on the second guy, and now you have both locked. And you press noticeable steering, and it alternates which one's which.
And you're talking about on the actual radar screen for that, right?
That's correct, yeah. All right, flight, gate.
2.
33 nautical, off the nose, got shoot Q. Plan is to skate left, heading 360. 120 nautical miles. Shooting at 26. 26 miles, Fox. .28 nautical miles. Shooting.
Sorry, you were cutting out on that part.
Skating left, 360.
Okay. Fox 3.
Defensive, come left. All right, driving back right, coming back round. I got Mistletoe, and I don't know if he's coming from me or you. It might come from me, though. Mistletoe's gone. One's dead. Rolling out. I'm heading 110. I'm off your low right. Angels 25. Guy off the nose, 13 miles. Do you have him in sight?
Yeah, I got him. Fox 3.
Copy. Coming out of Burner's Mill. Okay, can maybe going down. You're low. 4 o'clock. Climbing back up, heading
Gotcha.
120.
Gotcha.
Climbing back for Angels 28.
Yeah, he's just.
Did you get a chance to?
Yeah, he's disappeared.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to work the TWS there?
I don't know if I did because I Fox 3 on the first or the second guy, and I was late, so I didn't get 2 shots off. But I did relock him when I came back and shot him again. I think it's showing RWS on the next to the button, so that means I'm in TWS, correct?
That means you're in RWS.
Okay.
Yeah, if you switch over. All right, slowing back down to 450 ground.
2.
And these lights are pretty awesome. I can see you plain as day.
So you shot at 30, 28, and 26?
Ooh, I don't know about the 26. That was once I came around again after the F pull, so I'm not really sure.
Okay.
So that was pretty good. We want to be a little bit more coordinated, though. So that was fine. I'm trying to think how we could do it better. Because obviously, we just had to kind of correct. They just drove straight for us, which is not really usually. I mean, like JF-17s and stuff won't do that.
Right.
But that's fine. They just drove for us and got killed, so that works for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just skated left, but we need to skate left coordinated. So it's kind of like an in-place turn, but or it's kind of like a not in-place turn, like a tack turn, but just like right now, like we need to do it right now, kind of thing.
So do I still
So-
wait for you to see your intakes, or no?
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait. Otherwise, we're just gonna be like on top of each other.
Right.
Well, actually, that's not true. Wait, let me think it through in my head here. Okay, no, you don't have to wait.
Okay.
Because I'll be directly behind you, but the plan is to recommit, right? So by when we turn back again, we're going to be back to 1 mile spacing a beam.
Okay.
So we'll try that this time. We're going to R-max shot at 32, or let's make it, 32. We're going to R-max shot, and then we're going to immediately tackle, or we're going to in-place turn. Words are hard today. We're going to skate left to whatever 90 degrees off axis is, wait for them to drive towards us, and then we're going to recommit for PK shots.
Okay.
Let me spawn something in here. I didn't bank this time. That's a solid. I did a little bit. Whatever. All right. Flight check left. 0900.
2.
Remember, it's looking for like a 30-degree angle of bank on a check turn. We're not waiting for you're not waiting for me to pass under or anything.
Oh, okay. Did that wrong.
Okay. It's fine. Just switch right. You, unironically, just did what do you call it? Turn a
Tack turn.
a shackle. You did a shackle. Changed headings, but you know you're on the other side, right?
Yeah, that's what we wanted.
Right, it was all part of the plan, man. All right, I get 2 contacts off the nose. Bra 076 for 91 in TWS. So now in TWS, you're going to see them with numbers above them. You see that? Or like in the box.
No, I don't have that.
Okay. They're at 075. So we're going to flight check left 080.
2.
Okay, they're off the nose. Bra 080 for 85. Angels 27 and 21. That's odd, but okay.
I'm still showing them as unknown contacts.
Yeah, I've also got them as unknown. But you see there's 2 of them there?
Yes.
And they've got like a 1 and a 2 in them?
No, mine have dots. Just dots in the middle.
Alright, go ahead and lock up one of them. I've got the left one.
Let me cycle my radar. It's not letting me lock. Yeah, it's not playing well. I don't know why it won't let me lock these guys.
Okay. What is your elevation?
Oh, it might be too high. I'm showing between 99 and negative 86.
Oh, turn your bars all the way down. I think you're probably on like 6 bar.
Yep, that'll do it.
Alright, flight check left 075.
2.
Alright, so the bottom left hand.
58.
A front. So the bottom left hand side, you're going to see EXP.
Yes.
Box that.
All right, got it.
And now you're going to have both aircraft on scope, but it's like a smaller scope, right? It's only showing 10 miles around. And you'll see in the range in the top right hand side, it's like ticking down because it's just the kind of scale is following the aircraft. Then if you press nose wheel steering button, it's going to alternate between the 2 aircraft.
Gotcha.
If you then if you cursor over the second guy and depress, just kind of lock them both.
Yep, I got a star on him, or a diamond on him and a star on the first guy.
Affirm, and then if you press nose wheel steering button, it'll cycle between which one's active. So I got the guy in the left lead, you got the guy in the right trail. Coming left, let's go burners in 3, 2, 1. Tracking left, coming left 070, 28 miles, no shoot Q. 27 miles, shoot Q.
27 miles shoot you also.
Fox 3. Flight,
Fox 3.
come left, 360.
2.
Holding 335 in the box. Correction, 0.9 Mach. Heading 360.
2.
Holding 2 Mach. 350 in the box. And tally on one of them going high, tally on the lead guy going left. Correction, I think it's trail guys going left. Lead's going right. He's descending. Lead's dead, I think. Still heading 360, 0.9er in the box.
2.
Second guy still seems to be up. Alright, coming back left, heading 075, coming left.
2.
Using the helmet sight. Got him locked up 13 miles. Gonna snapshot, go back to 360.
I got a missile out on me.
Defensive. Fox 3. Going to one's going to defensive. I'm not sure if it's here. Going for the deck.
2 also.
He's got missile out on him. Just keep being offensive. Visual on you. Visual on him. He's coming in on you. He's dead. I mean, you're 3. No, actually, I don't know where I am on you. I'm headed 110.
2. Coming around.
I'm at 14,000.
13,000.
13,000. Copy and visual on you.
Yep, I got you.
So that was a lot better, right? Because we were able
Yeah.
just to let them take the fight, or we were able to dictate the fight because we were just hanging out watching what they were going to do. They drove into our engagement ranges, which is not what we want to happen. But as a 2-ship, we kind of don't have the choice. So it was a late call by me not to just re-tip in the nose, right? Because he got way too close. Because he got to like 14 nautical or something, which meant our AMRAM was 100% PK. Like, I mean, it's not 100%, but it's very close to 100% PK.
Yeah.
Being probability of kill. So all we want to do is tip the nose back in and then get out of there. Because as soon as we want to put him defensive, like he's pretty much going to die at that range. Ideally what we would do is we'd both turn coordinated, both put a missile in him so he's dead, and then just hit the deck and run. Like go defensive. Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have locked him back up again when coming back around. But since he put a missile out, I kind of panicked.
I get it. So what we did there was we've just kind of conceptualize it. We flew towards him. 30. I think we were a bit late, so probably 30, or it was closer than that, wasn't it? It was like 28 sort of miles. We both shot a missile each guy. Then we broke left. We pretty much we notched them, right?
Right.
Drove towards us, which was stupid, but killed their lead just by nature of being much closer. And then their wingmen continued to drive, and we sat in the notch, which is fine, but we sat in there too long. He just continued to press on us. So we should have much sooner than that. Pretty much as soon as lead was dead, we should have turned back in and fired another missile at the wingman. Because even if he's 20 nautical miles, we want to keep him away, right? We're trying to. That's what I'm saying by like 3 missiles per aircraft kind of deal.
Right.
We want to keep launching missiles at a longer range. And if he's just going to keep driving towards us, that's in our favor. But if he drives into... Because a 20-mile shot, if he drives towards us, we'll kill him, right?
Right.
So that was cool. I like that. That worked quite well. We should just close in earlier. If we pull the nose in, I would say shoot immediately and go defensive, because he's probably shooting at you.
Okay.
And in those ranges, the Angels 2829, the best from a defense is to get low, right? So just tip the nose over, like go the other direction, like 70 degrees nose down, and just drag it away from you, right?
Right. 180 from him, basically.
Yeah, right. So you're only flying away from him, like if you think about it, at 20 degrees extra. But so mostly you're just driving towards the ground, but you don't want to drive towards the ground towards him, right?
Right.
Sorry, I just not paying attention to Angels 29. We'll just hold 29.
2.
Hold 28. If you're there already.
Yep.
Sweet. Alright, I've only got 1 missile left. How many have you got?
3.
3? Okay, sweet. So you're going to be shooter this time.
Okay.
All right, I'm fast. What's my ground speed? Other than the HSI.
I'm 380.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm 450 in the box, so I want to increase speed a bit. All right, wing tanks are empty, so I'm getting rid of them. I'll keep the center line.
Do you guys want a rough AIC?
Sure thing.
He's semi-useful because you still need to spawn the group.
Yeah. So let's see, 450 knots coming up. 450 in the box. I think just 29.
Damn, I got out to 3. Okay, what's your heading?
100.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, if you can hold wherever you're comfortable. I mean, defensive combat spread is 0.8 to 1, but offensive is like 1.5 to 2. And offensive is better for what we're doing than defensive. I just didn't want to do it because it's difficult to see, but to be honest, with the new lights, I can see you really well from all the way over there. I don't know how well you can see me, but
I can see your contrail now. For some reason, I guess it must be a VR thing because I don't see it that well, like you guys were talking about.
Maybe. I mean, I can see you like plain as day, but yeah, maybe it's just a thing. All right, I'm gonna have to turn this here because we're heading. Oh no, we're okay. I think
there's lots of ground in front of you.
Okay, I'm gonna spawn something in here. I'm gonna make it just an SU-27 or something like that, and you're gonna be shooter. And what I want you to do is I want you to TWS lock them as you did before, have them both locked, and I want you to shoot a missile, press noticeable steering button, and shoot a missile.
Okay.
Well, you're going to be shooter on both, because I only have one missile, so I want to use that for high PK.
KS1 screw top.
Go for KS1.
KS1 pop-up group. Bandit. Bra. 103 for 100. Angels 3.
KS1 screw top, or screw top KS1. 103 for 100 commit.
Commit confirmed.
All right, coming, checking right a little bit for 103.
2.
Correction, let's make it 105. We'll crank back here later. It's easier to get the coordination going with 105. All right, we're a bit lighter. Bringing the airspeed up to, let's make it 480 to start. 480.
2.
Grand.
KS1 bandits are hot.
KS1.
All right, boys. I'm getting off. I'm done. My eyes hurt.
Bye.
Catch you guys later. I'll be on Friday.
Bye, Fred.
Later.
See you soon.
See you, bye.
480 on the box confirmed. Heading 105, Angels 29.
2 copies all.
2 ship.
Yeah, I see a 2 ship also.
Copy. Screwed up Chaos 1. Single group raw 105 for 77. Hot. Angels 3-3. Declare.
Confirm, declare.
Guess one.
Still unable to lock them up.
I should have identified myself there.
No, you're good. I know who you are, right? There's no big deal. Yeah, so if you, one of the things with TWS is its range is nowhere near as good as ours. So we're seeing data link contacts. We're not actually seeing them yet. I got them at like 77 miles, but chances are I probably won't see them on radar till a little bit closer.
Yeah, I'm still showing them as unknown on my radar, I believe.
Yeah, me too.
There we go.
All right, got them on radar, declaring one hostile.
Yep.
All right, game plan as follows. You're going to be shooter on both. We're going to skate at our max. Skate to the right, heading 195. 195.
2 skating to the left, 195. Right, 195.
Right.
Sorry, 195 for the right. Burners. I'm going to do that at 0.9er mark. We're going to go gate here in just 1 minute.
Okay, I have both of them locked up TWS.
Copy. Coming left for... what is it? 0. Coming left.
2.
Flight gate.
2.
Correction, make that 100. 100.
2.
32 miles on lead. 38 on trail.
Yep.
Holding Mach 1. Shoot when you can.
No shoot queue yet. 24 miles on lead.
Need to make sure. Alright, one's defensive. Coming right. Skating to the right. Fox 3.
Shoot queue. Fox 3.
Coming right for 195.
Fox 3 on the second guy. Coming
Right, passing overhead. Holding heading 195.
2.
Still got missile tone. Might be a little close for this. Heading 195. Looks like they're pushing in. Right. Alright, correcting back for heading coming right. Looks like one's going down. Foot tally on the trail guy. You just come around. One's coming left. Headed 050. 050. 2 prep.
2.
Looks like he's dead.
Chaos, screw top, splat.
Oops, screwed up. Sweet. So just remember for like the shots, you're not going to get shoot queue unless you have him like in the circle on the HUD, like inside the. So if he's out, you know, like for the engagement envelope thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
He's not in that. Even if you're like, if it's slightly above him, it will not say shoot. But obviously, if you just dip the nose onto him or whatever, it'll say shoot. So
Okay.
at 20 odd miles, it's definitely worth the shot, right? Like you should be at this sort of altitude, you're going to get R max at like 32 miles. So anywhere
I was
within
gonna say, you guys actually had a closure of like 1,400 knots.
yeah. So 30 miles, because we're not going to. Well, kill him if he drives straight towards us. That's cool. I'm headed 050, by the way. Slowing down for 450 knots in the box. Oh, Angel's 28.
Got you on SA.
Copy. Send him a CV rendezvous, right-hand orbit.
2.
Yeah, so he's closure is huge, so you just want to send a missile.
Right.
Then we break off to the right, and then you just got to be looking out. Like say, as soon as we saw that first dude die, and I said I was turning back in, you're the one with the missiles on board, so you need to turn back in as well.
Right.
If you're defensive still, that's one thing, but you know if you're just sort of hanging out, it's better just to come in. Sure. I keep cutting out. I'm sorry. The notch is like your safe space, right? So you just want to shoot a missile and return there. But if they break, you also want to see how far away they are because you don't see how far away they are at that kind of point. So you want to assess what sort of ranges you're at, because if it says like 10 nautical miles, you're having to go defensive hard. You have to fire. Let's go defensive.
Right.
Holding 450 knots. Ground Angels 2. That worked pretty good. So I was just gonna. Also, you can do an F pull. You know what I mean? Like, where you keep them inside the scope rather than going all the way to the notch.
Right.
But if he's just closing on you the whole time, you're just helping him with his suicide plan, right?
Right.
Because if he's just going to drive towards you, you just want to keep turning away from him and turning around and shooting missiles at him until eventually one of them hits him. So, which is what we did. So that was good. You just turned right. You just turned right back in and bang.
Yep.
But there's no real time to like hang out in the notch. You know, you just want to shoot. See what he's just going to keep driving. Turn back in, shoot. Because one of those are going to get him. If he pushed through your first missile and just drove past it, if it didn't get him already, he's just, well, the second one will. But that was good.
Cool.
And you got TDABIS to work for you fine there?
Yeah, finally. That felt a lot better than Saturday.
Let's just turn into closure here. I'm just going to roll out heading 305.
2.
That was good. Do you have any questions about that? Like what we did? Or did that make
No,
sense to you?
it felt a lot better with TWS like that.
Yeah, it allows you to throw a couple missiles. The only problem with it is it's TWS, right? So it's less accurate. You're relying on pitbull much more if you do an RWS lock. So in the scenario where there's 14s out in front of us and those guys were between us and the 14s, TWS would not be the good smart play. You'd want to go for RWS and you would want to do the F pull rather than all the way to the notch because you want to maintain radar lock the whole time.
Right.
Unless they're like 60 miles away and they're not going to get anywhere near. Like the missile ain't going to get close to them. But, you know, if they're, I would say within a 50-mile bubble of you, I probably wouldn't be one to launch missiles in their direction without making sure it was an RWS shot. In saying that, though, obviously if you're in TWS and so like what's that? radar target scan. I don't remember. Either way, it's essentially RWS sub mode of TWS.
Oh. But you cut
So
out
yeah,
on
if
that.
you have, yeah, I'm trying to mess my keybinds around. So if you have a guy locked in TWS and you TDC to press on him again, it goes to a mode called RTS TWS, which is essentially like a single target track. So it's exactly the same as RWS, basically.
Oh, okay. So you can't do the nose wheel steering and fire on the second guy then?
No, and it's doing like then it's essentially like without having to actually switch modes, and it's just like TDC press again, and then you can fire that missile with a RWS style lock, but you can't launch that second missile now. But the ideal scenario when we see like a couple of GF-17s coming up against us here is we get kind of fast, and we're high, obviously, and then we just TWS max range launch that missile and then come off beam, right? See what they do. They're probably going to launch on us first, though. We're not going to get the range advantage. So what we're probably going to do is we're going to come off to the right and peel down altitude to get low. So if we're up at Angels 2-8 and they come off the nose, we shoot the missile. At our max, we maybe go like 45 degrees nose low. Again, we'll try and do escape plan, so we're actually planning prior to doing it. And it'll be something like we go 45 degrees nose low off to a beam position, right? And then reassess. And then we'll probably just correct back. But what we want to try and do is like maybe not do it simultaneously. Maybe you keep driving that notch and I correct back, something like that. I don't know. We need to think of some game plans for it.
Basically, what you guys did on that last engagement, but planned out.
Because the SD10 has more range than us, so it's not a fair fight. Like they have the advantage, so we can't. They're not also not going to drive like that. They're going to shoot and notch as well. So we can't just hang out and wait for them, like MiG-29s and SU-27s and that kind of deal, who will drive for you. The J11 and the JF-17 will not drive towards you. They will notch you, and they will notch you pretty effectively. So we will be reliant on an F-pull. So we will not go all the way to the notch. We'll F-pull them so that we can still keep closing that distance as we generate as many problems for that missile as possible.
Yeah, make that missile turn at you, and then turn back in and make it correct again.
Yeah, so what we're going to be discussing in a two-ship most of the time is that, again, it comes back to keeping sight of lead and keeping sight of wingman. You should be trying your absolute best to keep sight of me, and I'm trying my best to keep sight of you, so we each other. Because it can't be as configured with that, you know? Like, it can't be as, like, we all hold one position, then we turn back, then we all hold one position. We're going to be jinking back and forward as we kind of S-turn our way towards the target.
Right.
And then hopefully we get within 20 nautical or 18 nautical, we shoot a missile, and then we just in-place turn and we get away from the target as much as possible. The hope is that we don't have to fight. I mean, a 2v2, I mean, that's a fair fight. We don't want to do fair fights, man. Like, the hope is that we have another two-ship behind us, missile, and we turn outbound. And the next guys come in behind us and shoot missiles, and we turn outbound, kind of deal, right?
Right, a chainsaw kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah. We don't want to fight fair, because we'll die. Or, at least when I was messing around with the JF-17, I won most of them, but I also traded a fair few and lost a fair few. And I don't like those odds very much. Alright, switching to 43 X-ray. How far away is the ship?
I'm showing
135 miles.
Yeah. I got 7,000 pounds still.
Yeah, I got 7.5 as well. And that's one of the nice things. If you kind of coordinate a little bit, you burn similar styles, amounts of fuel. Instead of having one dude who's like, I'm at 3,000 pounds, and you're like, that's a problem.
You're going to 103.
Yikes. Is that demotion? Oh, too soon.
Alright, coming right to line up with the tech end.
2.
And I'm going to increase speed to 0.82 Mach.
2.
Actually, scratch that. Flight go gate in 3, 2, 1.
I think I was carrying some momentum there.
I was to say, I'm the captain now.
Well, I don't go to full burner when I go to full burner, if that makes sense. Like I'm like 5% less, so that you have the
not
power
running crew.
advantage. Right.
Cool.
It also sucks when lead touches the runway first and hits full brakes right in front of
Yeah, that would suck.
Sounds like experience there.
just awareness.
When you guys on the F10 map, can you tell me BRC?
BRC should be 308.
308, thank you.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to get to the LSO camera, but it wasn't loaded in. It was
Well, I'm glad
Yeah,
to see that
308.
heading is actually showing up again after some of the recent updates.
Was that a fuck up? Did it get rid of it?
Yeah, it wasn't showing heading or speed or anything else. Now it's also showing coordinates. Yeah, so I can select an enemy ground unit and it will tell me the coordinates, including specific.
Oh, in F10?
Yeah, so that makes it a lot
Ah.
easier to get those target.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that series about the Canadian F-18 pilots in training? The 14
Yeah,
Cougars, I think.
Jetstream.
14. Yeah, yeah.
Great show. I really enjoy that show. I've seen it like 3 or 4 times now.
I wish they had more than one season of it, though. It just sucks.
I know, right? I love that show. Especially watching it after you learned a bit of the Hornet. I think it's so
Yeah.
much more enjoyable, actually.
I have not seen that. I need to check it out.
I haven't
Yeah.
even heard it.
So it's basically just like it's like a reality show almost, like where they just follow like 5 or 6 Canadian fighter pilots as they go through the F-18 training. But it's actually cool. Like, obviously got a lot of cockpit stuff, and okay, they over dramatize some things. If you're actually in the know a little bit, you're like, yeah, that ain't that big a deal, dude. Like, I don't know why you're too stressed about that.
Yeah.
But seeing them do like BFM and do like, and they actually talk about BFM, and I like when I was doing my initial training for a lot of the VT3 stuff, I pulled numbers and stuff from that show, because like they'll show like the start, they'll be like, fight's on ready now and stuff like that, and like they'll show the HUD picture, and I'm like, all right, writing down 400 knots, 26,000 feet, like
401, 407 visual.
all right, dude, we're about to blow past you at Mach 4.
Yep.
Ah, well, make that 1.4, but 0.4 sounds cooler.
It's like SR-71 speeds.
Yeah.
So you're doing shit hot brakes, right?
Sure. Alright, Haas, coming down to idle in 3, 2, 1, idle.
Lasser, is that you flying above them?
Afern.
Is that or a 120 coming at us? I don't really know what it was.
Well, with the lights being red and white, I thought it was a VT guy, and then I figured it might be my dad. Fuck. I was gonna tell you, I'll shoot him down.
Dude, I'd be impressed if you managed to like intercept someone doing Mach 1.4, like effectively Angels 2A. He came right across the nose there, so I'd be actually impressed that you managed to like find us on radar and actually intercept that one.
It would have been an accident.
Well, all right, I was holding 300 knots in the box. I slowed down a little bit too much there, but let's make it 290. Actually, let's make it 0.71 Mach. That would make life much easier. So we can just put auto throttle.
Why'd you take a teapot, Buzz?
Basically, so I can look at the opponent, and make some. You know, if they launch a heater at me, or a TWS missile, I still see the flare, like in the flare, like the bloom.
Oh yeah, it's a good point. Never thought about it like that.
All right, coming down 5 degrees, holding Mach 2.7 or 0.72.
I was gonna say 2.7. Wow.
Don't know about. Yeah, it was hard for me today, man. Holding point.
I have time to.
Go with that. So the nice thing is, if we're flying Mach, you can just leave your auto throttle on. You don't touch it. So my plan isn't that everybody will carry a T-pod. It's that usually element leads will carry T-pods, because we still want as many missiles as we can take with us. I don't know that I would bring it every time. It kind of depends on threat. So for fighting J11s is the bigger threat, then we'll probably take a T-pod for the FLIR, for the IR signature. If it's JF-17s, we probably won't. The only reason I'm trying it out today is because I will be taking it on Saturday, so that I can visually recon for the SA-11 to make sure it's there for your pre-programmed targets, and so that I can watch the runway and see if anything's taking off the runway. And then just as simple as leave it sitting on point track over the runway. If it point tracks anything that comes across it, then all of a sudden I just bore sight lock that and shoot a missile at it.
Nice. Yeah, so tonight my issue was the hill. You know, so
Yeah, that was a bad area to spawn the target.
I mean, it's like I was hitting my target. They were going where they were going. I watched the JSOW, turn and pitch and things like that. So that was. But yeah, like I didn't want to wait another 20 minutes to get around to where I could come in and actually hit the thing. So I just launched them and let them hit the other side.
Pretty much said the same thing.
Yeah.
But now that I know how to spawn targets where I want them, I'll throw them on that airfield down to the south.
Yeah. The X.
Yeah, you can spawn individual units, like you could say spawn T-72 or whatever. You can also, like, there's different things there, like spawn armored group is pretty good, because it just has like a couple of different weapons, including like some AAA, but nothing too.
No SA-10.
No SA-10, right?
I mean, you could though.
You could, but I wouldn't recommend it. But unless you're trying to fight an SA-10, of course.
And then
in which case, I would definitely put it in the mountains.
Yeah. Well, then you can do it. That's doable.
I was having trouble at first because my initial target was half in, half out of the mountain, so the heat signature was not showing up.
Yeah, I couldn't find shit other than the one guy that you did hit. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just go after that.
Yeah, I was able to see a couple others, but I had to be almost directly overhead.
So like pre-programmed mode, by the way, for like mountainous range areas just is a flat no-no, because I did one. I brought 3 JSOWs, and my first one was and launched that, and it just buried itself into the side of the mountain.
I did the same thing with the PP, but I was able to see where the target was and line him up in such a way that it did not hit him.
no, I wasn't paying that close attention, but yeah, I know what you mean, and getting it in the HUD, paying attention to it. I was more curious to see what would happen. And oddly enough,
Right.
it just started like pitching up. I was like, oh, this motherfucker's like he's going over this hill.
Nope.
No, he did.
God mode on, he goes through the hill.
I want to hold 350 once we get to it. Like in the box indicated.
And those lights, I think they're brighter. Either that or my game caught up to everything else.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie,
yeah.
it's pretty. I mean, it might be kind of annoying when you're close, but I could see Hawes from like 3 miles away.
Yeah.
It was really nice because, like, oh, sorry, I was speeding up.
That's right.
Yeah,
keep on
I
toes.
could see Lassiter. I'm below y'all, and I could see Lassiter way the hell up there.
It was so nice because, like, he was doing his thing, and I could actually see where he was at in offensive combat spread.
So, do you have data link on?
Oh no, I'm down on the ground.
Oh, gotcha.
Turned off. I was doing the F2 view. I'm actually flying the new Stealth 18.
I was gonna say that.
That's cool.
Yeah, Word's hooked me up with the mod.
Yeah, if you could share that, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, it's a AIC only thing, so
Makes
Is
sense.
that a control copy, control paste kind of thing? Control CV.
negative. Yeah, negative.
You look me a stealth hornet, to be fair.
I think it's just the
Correct
paint.
me,
Just-
It's just the paint.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's what the 16s did, right? They just did it with like half glass or whatever.
Well, one of the paints that they use on the stealth aircraft is a radar absorbent paint.
Oh, so
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
what the
stupid.
new Block 52s are using. Like the 16s have got their new paint scheme for the kind of material. Because the 16 apparently, supposedly, at least nose on is actually pretty stealthy as it is.
I mean, it's already pretty small.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Problem is the intake is very obvious to the radar.
It looks like a
Yes.
shark.
Well, I was also surprised to hear. I understand the Tornado is pretty stealthy, relatively.
The weirdest one that I've
Radar
heard.
cross-section is pretty small.
Yeah. The word that I heard was actually really bizarre. Was the B1 on a nose-on attitude is more stealthy than that of like an F-16. Like it shows a smaller radar cross section.
That bitch is sleek.
I think that's crazy. I mean, obviously, if it turns at all, like it lights up like a barn door. But I mean, I thought it was interesting. All the more reason to give it 120 in 120s. I think it has data link. It already has an air-to-air radar. Just fill the bomb bay with M120s, dude.
It's like a cartridge. It just falls out and they all fire off.
Spam
EWS, EWS launched them, man.
That's what you call spam ram, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's how you win a war right there. Like, fill it with like M120 deltas, so they actually have like 100 plus nautical mile range. Data link target them from like F-22s, and then just like loft them in, like ridiculous amount of them. That'll clear out any.
No one's going to be
GF-17
doing
threat.
evasive maneuvers.
Yeah, I'll tell you that, right? I'm gonna go hook down.
One's got a good hook.
Two has good hook. Look at this timing, dude. Angels 3 for 13 miles. Damn. It's almost like I spent loads of time yesterday working this one out. Yeah, I just worked out what you need to get, at what point you need to start descending to get Angels 2 for inside the bubbles. There's Angels 2 at 11 miles. It's not too bad. Autopilot stuck on again, so give me a sec.
Here comes the ride.
Whee! He's just showing off.
See, that's what it is. Stuka breaks his autopilot locked by going inverted all the.
Oh, that's what it was.
And all you have to do is just move the control stick far enough.
Yeah. So when it catches you off guard when you forget that you put way too much in.
Yeah. That's me.
It's me as well, man. I'm too busy flying on autopilot for like the entire flight, and then I remember I have to do something.
I hate trying to set autopilot as wingman because I never get it set just the way I want it. So I engage, disengage, engage, disengage, engage, and disengage, engage. Like I do it like 10 times and still never get it where I want.
For your altitude?
Yeah, sure.
like, I don't know what you mean.
Or the throttles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too.
Throttles,
Like-
I understand.
Yeah, for whatever I have to mash my ATC button, which is the red button on the pinky side of the
Yep.
throttle for me, and I have to mash that thing like 4 times before it actually engages. So I don't know
The
if
first
that's
time I have to do it twice,
Yeah,
and
same.
then after that it's once.
and then it's once. Okay.
Correct and right here, Hawes.
All right, 40,000 feet.
Actually, I'm just gonna do a shout out for the jog. Like, see how that goes.
All right. Hello, ladies.
Right.
I'm into the upper cloud layer.
My one was like, "Good luck, everybody else."
Well, you had the burners on.
It's a little sloppy up here at 44,000.
Oh yeah. What are you like? 12 degrees pitch up to hold.
Heading indicators about 8.
I did that once, and then my engines went out.
Well, if that's the case, maybe I'll pull over. It's 46,000 feet. That's good enough. 160
I'll
knots.
pull over.
Check the map.
Yeah. Wow, the wind's kind of funky today.
I'll stop blowing.
Thank you. 401 Hornet Ball 3.7.
RGR ball.
Ah, the hell? Stop claiming.
Or light.
Yeah, it was idle.
Trap 3.
Avenger Marshal, see you at 12.
Roger 12.
And many thousands of feet.
See you tomorrow.
.0 Hornet Ball 3.1.
Roger. Come left, yeah. Approaching center line, don't drift left. Trap 3 wire, good job.
Sweet.
Oh, good. What's up, Hunter? That's we sneak in here without saying anything.
God damn it. I never can just sit here and listen.
Nope.
Never can.
Let's say
Voyeur,
things.
voyeur. Or was he hunting?
Good
What?
question.
Good shit, husband. It all goes like that on Saturday, won't have a problem.
Sweet.
I mean, unless you die.
Yeah.
Then
You know,
the stats
That
didn't
might be a
count.
problem.
Yeah, my biggest thing I would say fighting the GF-17 is don't underestimate it. If you think you're defending enough, do a little bit more.
Okay.
there's a very fine line between just like going full defensive and ignoring the target to where it's enough defensive against the GF17. Like against say an F5, the difference between being defensive, you can just an easy left hand, or sorry, not an F5, like a MiG-29 or something, just an easy F pull will solve your problem for you. GF17 will hit you hard if you just try to F pull them at altitude.
Yep.
Like if you just come left 45 degrees and then correct back right, he's going to hit you with your missile when you come back right, which is awkward. So you need to, if he's missile out on you, you need to drop the altitude.
Okay.
But by having the altitude, at least we get a missile out on him.
So pretty much, say you're firing, I go defensive. I'm gonna lose a lot of SA going defensive like that, right?
You are, yeah.
Okay, so we just have to meet back up then.
Yeah, this is where like just trying your absolute best to keep sight on each other is going to help so much.
Okay.
And like I say, what my thinking is, we'll fire Armax missiles. We'll pre-plan it to where we'll skate maybe like 70 degrees left or right, but we will also maybe have like a 50 degrees nose down attitude to start killing airspeed. So we'll F pull, but we'll also incorporate maybe like a 50-degree dive with it, because the GF17 is very, or the SD10 specifically, outranges us at altitude, but it's actually not that great down at like Angels 10. So if we can get ourselves down there, the SD10 isn't that great. In fact, it has like parity with the 120. The problem is if we start at 10,000, they're just going to fire at us from Angels 30 down to Angels. We can't shoot back. So
Right.
we can just start high and instantly transition low. Or not low, but mid altitudes. And try and fight them in the mid altitudes the best we can. Because if he hangs out up at altitude, that's great for us because we can just shoot uphill, which is easier than shooting downhill.
Right.
All right, guys, I gotta go. Y'all have a good night.
You too, buddy. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Later.
Bye, Hunter. Bye, Hawes.
Bye.
Bye, Lassiter.
Bye-bye.
Bye, boss.
Still there. What was English saying, Andre? I didn't read. It's too far away.
He was putting. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put a Mark 83 on a center line for the escort." I'm like, "Excuse me." I'm like, why would you do that? The whole point of standoff weapons is to not get in range. And if you're so adamant about doing that, I'll just put a Mark 82 and just go and test your luck. I don't know. I don't know what he was trying to say.
Yeah, I didn't want to straight up tell him that his plan was shit, but like I was like,
I
what
was
are you
gonna tell
talking
him.
about?
He was like, oh yeah, it's gonna take us 20 minutes over target. Like, 20 minutes to fire 2 Jace out? Are you sure?
I just don't understand what he's doing.
Should be like
I don't
20
think he
milliseconds.
understands what we're doing. Yeah.
Wizard 7 Hornet Ball 4 point.
Roger ball. I've got no clues.
Coming left.
Yeah, I don't know. Thinking was he was just going to carry like 2 to 4 JDAM per aircraft and just like pre-program it all and come home.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good idea. Well, I mean, the runway's not going to fucking move.
Well, that's what I was thinking. He's like, he was going to use the JSAL A in TOO with no teapot. I'm like, how are you going to?
How you
How
gonna
you gonna do that?
Yeah.
For a while.
And I'm like, how's your JSAL A going to destroy a runway, friend? They're just going to drive over that with a little bit of cement and be done. Like, there we go, fixed. Took like 20 minutes. JF-17s are scrambling in behind us.
True.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know what he's doing in his head. Like, the timings are set up so that from IP, sweep will be 3 minutes ahead of them. Or sorry, I think sorry, not sweep. The
Escort.
no, sorry. Their escort is 5 minutes ahead of them.
Yeah.
Is 5 minutes ahead of them. And they've got C that's 3 minutes ahead of them. So that gives them 3 minutes to get their weapons on target from essentially inbound. Or, sorry, from that point.
Yeah. I really don't know what he's thinking.
No, nor do I. It's a 5-minute trip from IP to inbound. It's at 450 ground, which they probably won't be at. They can obviously increase or decrease at their leisure.
Right. I was telling him, like, the 18s have 10 minutes over target of combat gas.
Mm.
Like, we don't have 20
20
plus.
to sit there and just strike at targets.
Yeah. Like, he was there last week, right?
Yeah.
Like, he saw the rear defenses, right? We can't just, hang out. It isn't a coin op,
Mm.
I know the 16s want 15 minutes over target, and I get why, because they need to find their target, and then process. But and I told him like we can support it. Well, I told him like right now my current fuel estimation gives us 10-minute burner time with 55-minute loiter, but it's only 55 minutes if we don't do anything else other than just fly circles. For every 1 minute we're in burner, it takes away roughly 10 minutes of loiter time. So
yeah, it's going to be